All right, everybody, let's make sure I've got this correct. Good. Okay. Want to welcome everyone in. Today we're doing a live stream because we're going to talk about 8 run plays from the Rose Bowl. 8 plays. We're going to use the Skycast because I'm not big enough to get the actual game film just yet, but we're going to use this anyway. There's 8 plays that I want to go ahead and talk about from Indiana. Indiana with regards to their run game against Alabama. One of the plays will be a positive play for Alabama. Don't worry, it's not all negative. There's some good things. There's just, we're going to go over the plays, break down why Indiana was able to have the success that they did and run for over 200 yards. So to start us off here, and this, I don't know how long the stream's going to go. We're just going to go until I'm done talking about all the plays. So right off the bat, this is in the first quarter. This is the field goal drive that Indiana is going to have. And we're going to start off, it's going to be an outside zone run play here to the left. You can see that the Hoosiers, they're in a 3-by-1 formation, 3 to the left, 1 to the right. So you've got the wing tight end in a trips look, and they're running that outside zone. So what you can do based on the look that Alabama's giving, which is kind of a 3-3 tight with walked up, one of the linebackers walked up on the offense's right side. Ways you can block it, we could have single block with a double team up to Lawson, solo block right here by Coogan. Make sure I say his name right because he was, the offensive player of the game for Indiana. Yeah, Coogan. Sorry, I'm going to get these right, okay? So you can see right there, and then we can have that block, and that's how you can block it. You can also block it with double teams where you're working this combo block right here up. And then the same thing. Now, the first way that's going to be blocked is how Indiana is going to block it themselves, just so you guys understand that. So as we run the play, we're just going to go ahead and run it. And you're going to see that Black, he does a great job of making the read on the blocks and then making the cut and getting vertical. So let me go ahead and go back just before the start of the play. As he's doing it, the reason I want to talk about Coogan as well with regards to his block is I want you to watch him just wash the nose guard down the line, okay? Nose guard's going to cheat to the side of the play, and instead of just trying to reach him, Coogan's just going to take him for a ride, and that's who Black is going to go ahead and cut off of. So let me go ahead and do this again. You can see right there. Notice he's just pushing him down the line. Now the head's to the outside. That is telling Black to make the cut. We have a good job coming off on the block, onto Lawson, off of the double team, onto Lawson. We get vertical. And even though it's a 5-yard gain, these were the kinds of plays that were occurring during the game for Indiana with regards to it against Alabama. So that's why I wanted to talk about it. It's a great example. I've talked about it before when I did my wide zone versus outside zone, that sometimes the offensive lineman, they just got to push that lineman all the way down the line. They're not going to be able to reach him, but they're just going to take him for a ride. And then the back makes his cut based off of that. Okay, so this is another play that I want to go ahead and talk about. This is a killer, in my opinion, for Alabama. This is after the 4th and 1 stop. The Hoosiers get a holding penalty called on them, so it's 1st and 20. You can see right here the initial lineup. Again, it's that 3-by-1 look with the wing trips to the left with the wing tight end. And what you're having is it's 3-3. But we've got a linebacker right here, We're kind of giving up a lot of space right in this area, okay? And the double team blocking that's going to be occurring is, excuse me here, we're going to really just solo block right here. We're going to have help down on the nose, climb up. We're going to work here, and then we can do double team, climb up, okay? And then it's just, for Hemby, he's just going to press and then take the hold. Now, because it is 1st and 20, and you're thinking, okay, it's going to be a passing situation, you're going to see that Hubbard, he is going to bail him initially. And there's nothing wrong with that. You can think of play action pass. But the problem is he's just not going to be able to come up and fill fast enough to make the play. So when you run it right here, kind of slow playing it, thinking still maybe pass instead of triggering, which is what you would like to see. If you see that guard go down right here on this block, you want to see your linebacker trigger and attack this gap. Why? If they're pulling somebody, or if this lineman, this guard has to come off late, you can kind of help blow up the play by filling it, potentially making the back bounce, or make the tackle so that he can't get out to the outside and make the play. But that doesn't happen. We get the climb up, seal. Now Hubbard's going to just get out leveraged to the outside, run, first down. And again, that's a killer on, you've just basically gotten yourselves into a good situation as a defense, 1st and 20, and then you go ahead and you give up the first down. And we can go back to it again, just like I said, just to replay it. You know, we get the help on the nose, bang, climb up, bounce. Now we're just going to get to the outside, unable to make the play, first down, and that just hurts. And then we get the touchdown later in that drive. Okay, second quarter again. Okay, this is in the 2-minute drive for Indiana. They're going to score a touchdown on this drive. This time we're going to get that same outside zone. Notice there's a lot of, you're going to notice there's a lot of 3-by-1 looks. There's something in the film. Just so you guys understand, 3-by-1 sometimes is better against a 3-3 stack because it kind of forces them to have to really break their stack in many ways. And so that's why you'll see teams run 3-by-1 formations against the 3-3 stack for that very reason. Here, Hubbard does a great job. If I stop it on this outside zone, look where Hemby has to go. If he cuts it here, he's got Hubbard who's filled the gap. Hubbard's getting blocked by the receiver, but he's filling the gap. He is shot down. He is triggering to stuff the run. We've got head to the outside right here on the play. Excuse me, wrong color. Head to the outside right here on the play. And so that is what is happening overall. Okay. But what we have to have is a fill by the cornerback to make the play. Right? Everybody is doing their job in here. We've created a wall. It's going to be a tough. Anywhere he cuts, or anywhere Hemby cuts, he's going to get tackled. But what we want is we want to just fill that and bounce it to the outside to your help. We've got to come up and make the tackle. We don't. Hemby's able to bounce the outside and almost get a first down there on the play. So again, we'll just go back a little bit, just slightly. You can see right here, everybody's doing their job, right? This is a great job by Hubbard. Coming up, filling that. There's no place to go, and we just miss the tackle to the outside, and just can't have that in big games like this. You've got to be able to fill that and make the tackle. Now, one of the things that you'll always hear is coaches will say, let's make their cornerbacks be the ones that make the tackle. That's what you would like. And right there, unable to make the tackle, and that's what we get. Okay, so same drive, a little bit later, we're going to go through this as well. Okay, so what we're going to have is again, this is a 2-by-2 formation. So we've got the 2 receivers we've got 1, 2, and then 1, 2 out there. Okay. So this is just what we've got on the play. Now, what we're going to have is we're going to have inside zone. Oh, excuse me. It's outside zone with a pin pull. My bad. I'm thinking of another play. I think it's right after this that they're doing. Okay. Sorry, my bad. My bad. I've got these kind of memorized in my brain. Okay, so we're going to get a pin pull. The reason we're getting a pin pull on this is because of the alignment of the defensive front. He's inside shade of our tight end. So we can pin this, and then pull around, pin, pull around, kick. Okay, work up to block safety, and we have a pin pull blocking outside zone basically on this play. Okay, so that's what we're going to get. And in fact, it's actually I marked it wrong. The center's the one who pulls, and the left and the right guard is going to be the one to cut off that defender. But still, it's a pin pull. You know, we get climb up. Hubbard comes up to make the play. Excuse me. We actually get the block on the corner. Safety comes up. Hubbard comes up. But you can just kind of see that with the blocking by Indiana, and this is why Coogan got the offensive player of the game, was because of the way that they're blocking. Notice that we're going to get this down block, wrap around, working up, get the seal. And if they get to Hubbard, that's actually a bigger game. But it's just plays like this where you're getting these 9-yard gains consistently, 8 to 9 yards running to the outside. It's just devastating, okay? So that's one of them. That's the first half. Those are the run plays that I wanted to take a look at, talk about with you guys with regards to what was happening during the Rose Bowl. And these aren't all the runs, guys, but this is just giving you an idea of some of the success, some of the different runs that were being used by the Hoosiers against the Crimson Tide. Okay, next run play. What we're going to get is, once again, It's going to be another pin pull. This time we're unable to make the tackle from the inside. We're able to get that outside leverage and make a wall just to the outside. We get a kick out with a seal. So let's go back. Okay. So same thing here. We're going to pin down. Pin down. We're going to pull around, right? We're pulling around. Okay. And we're going to get these blocks and we're going to seal that then allows us to get to the outside. Oh, I actually had that wrong. I would have thought the guard, but they had the tackle take it. That's my mistake. That's, we're not getting great block here or here. We're climbing up. We're hoping that our running back, Hemby, can outrun the backside defensive lineman. You're hoping that because Mendoza is looking at him, that he's going to hold those defensive linemen. So when the play goes, he's able to outrun everybody. We then get a wheel around to seal by Coogan. And we've got that corner being kicked out, and we're still able to get yards. And this is just the way it kind of went all day for Alabama with regards to the run game. You got guys jumping out there, and, maybe you could have seen a hold. By the way, the first play, I forgot to mention it. There was a hold on the backside. I don't know if anybody saw it. I can go back to it if anybody wants to, but the right tackle did have a hold. He grabbed the jersey. But I forgot to mention that. I meant to mention that. Anyway, what we get right here, though, is it's just there's just outrunning. Might have been a grab on the backside, but they're just unable to get there to make the tackle. And that's just kind of the way it went all game long for the Crimson Tide. Okay, so next play we've got right here. Just look at the alignment of the Crimson Tide. Again, outside zone. They're still able to just get yardage on the play. So based on the alignment here, they're going kind of more with a 4-down look realistically. You're still getting blocks working up. Now, I would like probably to think that they're doing this to climb up and then working here, here, and then here, and then they're just kind of watching the backside backer to hold him. The corner comes and the safety's getting blocked by the receiver. My mistake. But you can see right there, coming off late. They're not quickly coming off. They're able to stop Lawson on the play. Notice we're going to get climb up, bang, come off. Now we're going to seal that, get the block. Able to come off. That man line of scrimmage is able to come off and make the tackle, but still it's a 4 to 5 yard gain on the play. So you see this a lot where Indiana would attack the outside, and they really liked the outside to their offense's left against Alabama overall. Okay, so next play that I wanted to go and talk about. This one's more vertical. They're going to press down. Okay, Black's going to press down and get vertical and just cut upfield. All right, we're going to be much more vertical in our set. We should be blocking it like this. Up, up, like this, cut off, seal, and then Surratt is going to come up and block Hubbard right there. That's realistically what you would like to see happen on the play, and I think that's what you're going to see. We get climb down. There you go. We don't cut off the inside right here, right? We don't cut off the inside. Have a chance to tackle Black. We're not able to, and he's going to get a good gain on the play. So, again, tight end, you want to seal this off on the inside if you're teaching this to your players. Just so you guys know, you're going to want to seal that, prevent any spillage to the inside. You want to cut that off so that he can't cut in and make the play. And that's why you almost get a tackle, but you don't. Everybody's working up vertical. Good job. And we get a good gain on the play. So, again, what you're seeing from the offensive line for Indiana is that they're just doing a good job of staying on their double teams till the last possible moment to when they need to come off to make the blocks for where the backs are cutting. It's a really good job, and that's, again, that's something that's been a strength for Indiana throughout the season. Okay, so here we're going to go ahead and run the play. Again, look at the movement up front. Hubbard's making the tackle, but let's go back right here. Okay, we've got a double team that's going to bury defensive tackle into the lap of the linebacker. That's going to prevent him from being able to come up and make the tackle. Blocked, climb up. Okay, we're going to try and cut off. All right. And that's what you're going to do right there up front with regards to this run play. So we're going to get right into the face. Like I said, we're going to bury that guy right into the lap of the linebacker. Don't even have to come off and get to that linebacker because you're blocking a dude right into his face, which allows you to kind of just carry right into him. And that's why right there, it's a big gain on the play. And good job by Black just hitting the hole and taking it. He's not dancing. He's coming across the face of Mendoza, who's reading. And that's just really nicely done by Indiana right there. So there's that play that I wanted to talk about. This is going to be the touchdown in the fourth quarter. Okay, so let's talk about it. 3-by-1 look, right? So 1, and then you've got 2, and then you should have a third one out here because we got a single receiver to this side. We're going to run wide zone. So Indiana's running wide zone. When I say we, I mean Indiana's running wide zone. You've got a defender to the backside right here on the zone. And it looks like you're kind of a little bit outnumbered. Play side, you can have here double team, climb up to the backer, seal, kind of from the first play, right? That first play that I showed you guys, very similar to that. And then it's just make the safety miss right here. You can do that, or you have a receiver go up to go block that safety and then make like the nickel or the corner make the tackle. That's basically what you're getting here on this play. So when we run the play, we're going to climb up, okay? Instead of actually working the double team like I said, Indiana's doing it a little bit different. They're going to have the right guard help on the nose this time, okay? So he's going to help on the nose and then kind of tap it and then work up to linebacker just like this. Because of the play action boot that's being run by Mendoza, he is basically pulling the safety away. I don't know if you guys are noticing that. He's pulling the safety away. So because of that, and let's go back slightly, safety's trailing with the play action boot. He's going over to his right. The offense is left. And so when the time comes for the cut, because head is outside, this is telling Black, hey, head outside. You're going to cut up inside of that block. That's where he's going to make his cut. He's going to come right here, press, and now make his cut and get vertical. There's no one there to fill. So when the time comes, gets vertical, able to outrun everybody, end zone, touchdown. So that's why you have to have the boot off of the play action. If you're running anything where it's like under center or even pistol, you're going to carry out that play, but then you're going to boot out. You're going to have the quarterback boot out to force everybody to respect that. And that's what you're seeing here on this play in particular. Okay. So Black makes a good job, cuts it, vertical, touchdown. Hi, Jake. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. I'm just going over a few plays. We're going like over 8 plays from this game. We're not going through all of them. And I'm trying to kind of do it so I'm not taking too long to explain everything. I just want to go through it. And I'm doing this live. Like I'm reacting to these live. I just cut them and I didn't, and talking about it. And sometimes, things like that. So I don't know how long this is going to go. If you haven't had a chance to, you can go back to the beginning of the video as well. It'll be available when we're done. But if you're interested, this is what we're talking about. Okay, so early on, I mentioned, hey, we're going to talk about a play that's a good one for Alabama with regards to the run game, because not all of it was terrible. I'm just saying, like, you can see kind of the outside runs were a big key for Indiana in this game. How many have we shown now? I think we've shown like 6 outside run plays that basically are hitting outside. That's why, it's a big deal that they were able to take advantage of. Okay, so here we're going to be basically running kind of an inside zone. So we're having motion come across. We got extra linemen in the field. So you should have a double team up to here. Realistically, you kind of want to have a double team right here and then probably have Mendoza read that. I don't think that's how Indiana's going to be blocking it. If I remember correctly, it's like a double up. I think he's helping out here. And then he's supposed to come off to there while we get the single block by Coogan and they're still reading. And then, no. What we're going to get is a wham block right there by the tight end. So there's extra linemen on the field here. Yeah, we get the wham. And notice the difference here. Remember, we talked about that 1st and 20 run play where the backer should be triggering if he sees the lineman go just like this on the double team. you really want your backer to trigger and attack. Well, that must have been coached into him after that play, because guess what he does? He triggers immediately. He's in the hole, tackle on Hemby. So Hemby's not able to get vertical, not able to make a man miss, and it's a good play. So again, kind of what we were talking about, right? We've got the help right here with the double team. These two are responsible for these two right here. And because the backer's triggering immediately, he's able to help blow up the play because the left guard's not able to come off fast enough, too late, and make the tackle. So just so you guys understand, that's a lot of things that also come into it. That's why, again, that 1st and 20 was so devastating, because they were able to run and just hit that. Okay. And then I think this might be our last play to talk about, guys. Okay. So once again, 3-by-1. No, it's not even 3-by-1. We have a lineman here. They've gone to a lineman. That's an extra lineman right here. Extra lineman right here. Okay. Technically, it's a 3-by-1, but that lineman is not going out on a route. So it's a formation that's more balanced for the offense to kind of influence Alabama's defense by alignment. But let's go back. So what we've got here, what we're going to be running, is a much more vertical. This is kind of like a duo look, but it's more like inside zone with the vertical. I've debated whether it's inside zone or duo. This is a little bit more difficult because they're more vertical with the way. But the way that Hemby is opening and going left, I would say this is more duo. He's going to the left, offensive line. Blockers are all going to the right. All right, so just a little bit of that, inside zone versus duo. We talked about that on this channel as well. What we're getting is we're going to get kick out. We should have double team up to here. Should have double team up to here. And then we got to cut in here and cut that guy off. Okay. And then Hemby, he's just going to read that. He's going to come here. He's going to attack. He's reading basically the play side backer. And then he's looking for where he needs to cut. If that play side backer's there, he can take it backside, which is what he's going to do, and pop out right here for the touchdown. So as we run it, you can see right there, hat for a hat. Everybody's blocked. We've got the cutoff. That's a good job by the tight end. You notice? We talked about it earlier where he let the defensive end come into the inside, or backer come to the inside. He's now cutting that off. You've got hat for a hat. Hemby's seeing, hey, we've got the play side backer. He is attacking right here. He's attacking. Not going to have that gap. So I'm going to work back to the back side because I see a little crease. Able to take it, pop through, and touchdown. So these are just some example runs that I wanted to talk about from the Rose Bowl for you guys to understand kind of what went on within it, how this affected Alabama, and how Indiana was able to get over those 200 yards rushing, just some of the runs. Again, very much good success with the outside zone, wide zones. They ran some pin pulls, and just defenders not necessarily filling the gaps, or defenders not being able to come up and make the tackle led to some of those plays being bigger. It's very obvious that Indiana saw on film that Alabama struggled with some more of those outside runs, and that's why they went to them. And now Indiana is obviously the favorite to win the national championship. We've got the semifinals tomorrow. That's why I wanted to do this video today. I know it's like a week late compared to when the bowl game was, but I wanted to go ahead and talk about these plays with you. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you made it all the way through, thank you very much. Let me know your thoughts down below if you do watch the VOD of this live stream. Make sure to like it, hype it up in the mobile app if you can. But guys, we will see you next time. Have a good one. I do want to recognize the members of this channel at the booster level and above for their support. If you wish to have your name in a video just like this, make sure to check out the join link in the description below. Here on the end screen, you can see that there's another recommended video. Make sure to click that and watch it. Also, make sure to subscribe so that you don't miss out on any